smoking, in from a night out. Met a girl and I really like her. Though I have to say I like a lot of girls on a level. I'm trying to stop and start this recording, but it's not going to work. I think I'll just do a rant. Came in from tonight, just now, 7 o'clock in the morning, and my state of head is like, yeah, I'm happy to be myself, because tonight was not at all a normal night at all. I was in a situation early in the night when I commented on somebody's t-shirt that said American Gangster, and I'm not even going to tell you the comment, but that was with a guy that decided to not want to understand what I said because I wasn't female and he didn't want to fuck me, basically. So he did a cool maneuver and just started to talk to my friends about me and saying like, what's he on about, blah blah. Yeah. And to cut a long story short there, my friends who were around said, Jesus Gavin, you did it again. You got yourself into shit, but you got yourself out of it too. And I explained to them, yeah, I do that sometimes. Sometimes I do stir the thing, to get a reaction. That's true. But I wasn't in this instance. And then a friend said to me, and this is a friend that's not a close friend, but he's still a friend, definitely, because he's such a lovely guy. He said to me, Gavin, this is about the third or fourth time that I've met you and you've been aggressive. And so we talked a bit more about that, because I said to him, God, thanks for telling me, blah blah. And yes, these thoughts came into my head of like, well, even when I do take the testosterone, I'm back on the testosterone, that's not going to change my whole thing. Yet I have said in videos that that I'm in this kind of more volatile state of being off testosterone, and if I display this kind of volatile style behavior, even though it wouldn't be totally classified as volatile, it would be debating kind of, and yeah, a bit of provocation too sometimes. Obviously I am a debater and I like to argue, but I don't need to argue, but I don't mind arguing for the point, and in this day and age I feel that it is necessary to be hard with people. But in this day and age, if you're hard with people in the head, they generally, if they've heard too much or they've been insulted or offended and still don't understand that I'm not trying to offend them or insult them, then they go to physical violence. And this didn't get to a point. I'm always in the situation of it being very, very, very touchy situation, and it's always, everybody who's around me always says, God, I thought you were going to get smacked there, hit and whatever, blah blah. And tonight was another close call, basically. That was early hour in the night. Okay, I've had, after that incident happened, I met there's people who are couch surfers. They go around travelling around and sleeping on people's couches. This Italian girl is staying in a friend's house, and she's said to me she's travelling 6 years. Well, that's incredible. I couldn't do that myself. I like to have a bit of a base. I've certainly become more of a base person now. I mean, in my younger days I absolutely was the traveller. I was never in the same place for more than 3 months. I went off other places. Many people thought that I would have gone to all these countries that I loved so much as a child, but I've never gone to those countries. I think I was scared in my 20s to go to places like South America and basically to see the disaster of certain areas being ruined. I would have loved to have gone when I was really young and it was kind of untouched, but anyway, that's a waffle. My leg is killing me, to be honest with you. 2 days ago, being now, or was it yesterday, and my leg is definitely muscle problems. Anyway, so I've got to deal with that. So I'm limping around a little bit, and I'm basically very appreciative of my legs. now. It's definitely appreciative of my left leg that's working perfectly. The right leg is just a bit banjaxed in a way, and I would put that down to not having testosterone too. I mean, it's a lot of things, have been going wrong from being off testosterone. I'm sure of it. I'm sure that is the factor. Anyway, I said so many times tonight I'm a lesbian, or I said tonight, like, that I'm not a man, I'm not a woman, and yeah, and even for the potential threat of violence tonight because of a misunderstanding, and also for an unforgiving nature of men in general on a Friday night. They see no problem in pulling their fists around, because it isn't a problem for men to do that, because they are used to that. Typical men are used to this hitting each other sort of thing. But if you hit a woman as a man, the woman's going to suffer big time, not just physically, psychologically too. But the woman will generally bruise more easily than the man, if we're going to live in this world of planet Earth, males and females. Seeing that most of you people like to live in this world of just males and females, you're pretty happy in your nappy in that world. Yet there are many people who are not happy in their nappy because of this restrictive system of just males and females. But if I was treated as a female, then I wouldn't have had so much abuse thrown at me, because I wasn't throwing abuse around. I was just making a point, and I was using this guy's t-shirt as an example for my point. He happened to be wearing it, and he happened to be your regular type of dickhead. And his friend that came over and said I'm his friend, who was very stocky and muscly built, he came over and said, that's my friend you're talking about there, what the fuck's the story? And I told him straight out what the story was, and also we vibed. I mean, his friend and myself, it was fine. He realized that I'm a very consistent in my truth person, and that I was in no way looking for any kind of crap between anybody. I was just making a comment on the t-shirt and blah blah blah. And he had to, as a friend, also get a bit stroppy a little bit. I completely understand it. By stroppy I mean that he just, at one point in the later conversation had just said, look man, you don't get the point here, look, just shut the fuck up, basically, to me. And kind of put his hand on my chest, but not in a total forceful way, but just put his hand there to show a bit of where you are, the word what lions do, territory, to show a bit of whose territory this is, that kind of man way and behaviour way. It was fine, because I'm used to dealing with all sorts like that. And that guy, that the friend of the guy with the t-shirt, he was an absolutely lovely guy. In the end of the day, he was a lovely guy, and we he met me again, and later on he put his arms around me and another guy from behind, fine, totally fine. It was just a misunderstanding, and these things happen all the time. Misunderstandings need to be dealt with, a lot in life, and people don't deal with misunderstandings. They just tend to let the misunderstanding go and ignore it, basically. And I have to say to the world out there, ignoring is not the way forward. We can't ignore things and just say, well, it's not affecting me. We need to iron out all the bad shit that goes on in the world, and we need to do it together, and we need to do it slowly but definitely surely. I don't know if I've farted on video yet, but there's another one. It's silent anyway. Yeah, so I went out tonight with the hope of finding some interesting women, and there was actually, amazingly, when you put the wishes to the gods and say I want, I'd love, please, you generally do get that. And there was a couple of girls that I was interested in, but in the early parts of the night, which was 1 o'clock in the night, by the way, I just don't have the confidence to go up, and what am I going to talk about? So on a level, I do definitely need to get off of this topic that I've made my life topic, which is Planet Intersex, which is extremely important. But obviously I've been a bit drowning myself in it, in the theme, a bit too much, and it's time for me to loosen up. And because I'm a very loose person in general, I'm very relaxed. Well, wouldn't say I'm relaxed now, but I'm very, I get on and with a lot of people, and I definitely give off good first impressions in real life. And the more people get to know me, then the more complex I find it all being. And I don't mind having short friendships and stuff like that, and meeting new people all the time. I really like that. But I do have some deep friends, of course, but they're splattered all over the world. Anyway, ciao, peace for now. See ya.